compared to Prime, Red Bull tastes like actual gasoline. I'll tell you why, because I hate liars.
Logan Paul is refunding people he scammed if they promise to stop suing him for the vastly larger amount he may owe them.
I hate liars.
Well, guys, I didn't think we'd be back so soon. I went from not making a single video on this guy in any of my years on YouTube to now making my second video on him in a 1 week period. And I'm not sure if that says more about me or who we're talking about today. That's right, boys and girls. Today we are once again diving headfirst into the slop, and we're talking about Logan Paul, a man who's known for filming dead bodies and having a brother who's gonna try and beat up an old man this weekend. Now, I need you guys to know I was not planning on making this many Logan Paul videos in this short a time frame, but I saw something the other day that is just so laughably stupid that I feel like I have to talk about it. A couple of days ago, I was doing some research trying to see if there was any update on that Logan Paul situation where he doxed a guy for doing his job, and no, that's not an exaggeration whatsoever. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say that, I'll link a video up in the top right corner. But I was searching through Twitter and YouTube to see if anything had happened since, and I came across a video from a certain YouTuber who's really been doing God's work recently, keeping everybody updated on the various Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI situations. He's a personal hero of mine, and I'm sure many of you will already know who I'm talking about, the man himself, More Pegasus, a guy who has genuinely managed to change YouTube in just a short few months. Now, has that change been for the better or for the worse? That's not something we really need to get into. All that matters is he made a video titled Logan Paul Just Responded in the Dumbest Way. Now, this video followed his video talking about the doxing situation with Logan Paul, so naturally I figured, okay, Logan Paul got called out for doxing and he said some dumb shit in response. And you know, given the proximity of this video made about Logan Paul's response to this whole doxing situation, I feel like that was a pretty fair assumption. But me, being my foolish self, I was completely wrong. Now, I'm getting to the point where people are going to start putting timestamps in the comment section to say where the video actually starts and when I stop yapping, so I'll try to make it quick from here on out. What this video was actually about was Logan Paul's recent podcast with XQC, where he talks about Ludwig and how Ludwig has been saying that Logan Paul doesn't actually drink Prime. Now, yes, that is one of the dumbest fucking sentences I've ever said, and this is one of the dumbest things I've ever given attention to on this channel, but during this response, Logan Paul says some of the most tone-deaf, hypocritical, dumbass shit I have ever heard a human being say. So much so that it's even surprising to me that Logan Paul actually said this shit and it made it to the internet. It's that bad. And like I said in the video that I talked about Logan Paul's doxing situation, I'm not one to skip an opportunity to hate on the Paul brothers, so here we are. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Okay, but I don't understand that because there's a streamer named Ludwig. I met him for the first time in Mr. Beast's influencer box challenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, $1 million. And you know, between the challenges, we're all conversing, getting to know each other. I thought this dude was like actually like funny, but I could tell he like wasn't really fucking with me. And then I talked to him in the box, and I was like, hey, like, what do you do? Not to be a dick, I'm not familiar with the work. I think you're funny. He's like, yeah, you know, I make like streaming like commentary videos. And there's a few on you, and like it all clicked instantly. I was like, oh man.
Oh, he farms you.
I don't think this guy I think I'm like content for him. And whatever, you know, like at least when you meet someone in real life, you have an opportunity to then make an actual assessment about them.
Yep.
And I don't think anything I did in the box like really was like a red flag for anyone. You know, online that's a totally different story.
Different thing, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, like right off the bat, we've got some pretty dumb shit Logan Paul's saying here. I guess he's talking about how he thinks that how people view you online and how they'd view you after meeting you in person is two different things. And like, sure, I guess that's true to an extent, but not when you're Logan Paul, right? When the last 10 years of your life has been documented on the internet extensively, and there's a grocery list of illegal or immoral things that you've done that everybody knows about, things are not gonna magically change just because somebody meets you in person. Nobody's gonna be like, oh yeah, well I heard about you scamming millions of dollars from people, filming dead bodies, doxing innocent people trying to do their job. But all of that's just silly internet stuff, right? Like, no, dude. You are well documented as being a bad person, consistently. It's not like all this stuff happened a long time ago and you've changed and people can't get over it. You pull something like this every few months.
I go online the other day and I see this dude Ludwig preaching to his audience about how I don't actually drink Prime. And by the way, this is a narrative that like,
actually, or
yeah, no, people really try to start this, this belief that I don't drink Prime because,
and he was saying that like in context, like full on. He was saying you don't actually drink it.
Well, here's the context he gave, which lacked context, but enough context to get people to believe him so he could get the clip. Ready?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, so I went and watched this clip to get all of this context that Logan Paul is talking about, and it's like a 2-minute clip where Ludwig says that Logan Paul, during the filming of this Mr. Beast video they're talking about, told him that he drinks like 6 or 7 primes a day. This is something Logan Paul leaves out of this podcast that is very important, because it changes the entire thing of what they're talking about here. Logan Paul is framing this like Ludwig is saying that Logan Paul never drinks prime ever. It's not what he said. He said he doesn't believe that Logan drinks as many primes a day as he says he does, because when he was filming the Beast games, he grabbed Logan's prime, he poured it out, and he realized it was water. Why he did that, they'll get to later. But Ludwig never said that he doesn't drink his own product. He said he doesn't drink it as much as he says he does, which I think are 2 very different things.
In the box video, I walked in with a prime. Obviously, it's a Mr. Beast video. It's gonna get 250 million views. I want people to see my product. Bro, always plug. From day one, the vlogs,
I saw that.
always plug. And I drank the prime in the first, 30 minutes, hour, whatever.
I remember.
And Jimmy's team was bringing water bottles to drink. That was what they brought us to drink. So my options were drink out of the water bottle and throw the prime out, or pour the water in the prime so I at least am still marketing my product in a Mr. Beast video, but there's water inside it. So
Fair enough.
So, and by the way,
that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, of course.
That's elementary marketing.
Yeah.
Elementary marketing.
Okay, so that's sort of the situation, right? Logan Paul finishes his prime and then fills it up with water to keep advertising his product. Like they said, that's basic shit. Who wouldn't do that, right? Don't think anybody has a problem with that. Again, if you watch the clip by Ludwig, it doesn't really seem like he's trying to say Logan Paul never drinks prime. Again, Ludwig said that Logan Paul, at this filming, told him that he drinks like 6 or 7 a day, which would lead you to think that if you really drink prime that often, when you're doing a physical activity, like the Squid Games, you would probably bring a few primes, right? Especially when you own the fucking brand. But he didn't. Instead, he just filled it up with water, which prompts Ludwig to say, the guy probably doesn't drink as much prime as he claims to. Not this guy hates his product and he never drinks it. But Logan Paul, being Logan Paul, thinking that everybody's out to get him and that everybody on the planet is thinking about him 24/7, like we talked about in that doxing video, he assumes that Ludwig is trying to bring him down. He's trying to knock out the foundation of prime itself.
We went head to head in Deal or No Deal, and the first thing he said to me, he was like, I thought you were one of the people that I would want to get out. And I'm like, damn, all right. So let's dissect this actually. I'm gonna dive in here for a second. Rosanna and Dog Pack style, in the same way that by trying to expose someone else, they ended up exposing themselves. This dude, Ludwig, accused me of cheating in this game, accused me of rigging Mr. Beast challenge, said I knew the challenges ahead of time. I didn't. Anyways, he accused me of cheating, and then in this clip, admits to fucking cheating. He admits to cheating, bro.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing that he brings up. I said I was going to show it later, but I think I've decided to skip over it. Basically, all you need to know, if you've seen Squid Games, then you know the whole cookie challenge thing where you've got to carve out the cookie. That's the challenge they were doing when Ludwig grabbed the prime. And Ludwig did say that he was going to try and cheat by getting the prime and making it easier to carve out the cookie. Logan brings this up and says, this guy said I was rigging all the competitions, all the while he's admitting to being a cheater, which I wasn't able to find anything on Ludwig calling out Logan Paul for rigging the Mr. Beast challenges, but that's a pretty specific thing to bring up for no reason, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna give Logan the benefit of the doubt here and say that Ludwig did say something at least to that effect, which, like, sure, don't call someone a cheater when you're admitting to cheating, but if you're trying to argue that the games were not rigged in your favor, maybe don't draw too much attention to this, because if you watch the clip from Ludwig, he says that the reason he went for the prime is because everybody else got their drinks taken away because they didn't want people cheating by using liquids. So, if the games weren't rigged in your favor, Logan, why were you the only person who got to keep a drink? So we have now tripled down, and now you are the one exposing yourself when trying to expose another person. And yes, it is beginning to dawn on me that everybody involved in the making of this video, directly or indirectly, is a grown man talking about other grown men, talking about a drink for children. I love my job, guys.
I was in the box with you, Ludwig, for 36 hours, bro. You saw me drink prime afterwards. A lot of it. And yet you have the audacity to genuinely go in front of your audience to try to convince them that I don't drink my product, which is an awesome fucking product. And then, of course, at the end of it, he goes, see with me, I really drink Red Bull. I love it, his sponsor. I really drink that. I'm like, bro, if you, compared to Prime, Red Bull tastes like actual gasoline. And so he talks shit about me. He lies. He's a hypocrite. He farms his clips, and now people believe this thing, and It's just so annoying to me because like.
Okay, so one more time, really not trying to repeat the same thing over and over again here, but he never said you did not drink Prime. Now, are some people probably going to think that when they see that clip? Yeah, but that's because people are stupid, and unfortunately, nothing can really be done about that. In those 36 hours, did you drink a dozen Primes like you made it seem like you would? If not, then why would he believe what you said? And then to insinuate that Prime is better than Red Bull? Come on, man. I know you're the owner of Prime, I know you've got a safe face, but really, don't kid yourself.
Why do you care?
I'll tell you why.
No,
I'll tell you why. Because I hate liars.
But you're never going to be able to.
I fucking hate people who lie.
Stop. You're never going to be able to make it
yes,
stop.
I can. Yes, I can.
And in fact, the next time somebody smaller than you sees a video of you flipping out on him, they're going to now be justified in doing it again. Like every time you address this shit, and guess what, bro? You also can never win. You can't win.
I can win, Mike.
You can't win, bro.
I can win.
You just got owned by fucking Timmy in it. You got fucking owned by this one now.
Oh, damn.
So what I'm trying to say is you can't.
Bro, in this particular scenario, look, I'll take an L when we got an L. This particular scenario, he's a fucking hypocritical, lying, blockhead beta bitch, bro. Like, why are you making shit up? I tried so hard. I tried so hard to like this guy.
Logan, I have no idea what this guy's name is sitting next to you, but he's literally giving you the best advice you could get right now. You will never win this kind of stuff, even if you are 100% in the right, which you aren't in this case, but still, you're just never gonna win, Logan. People do hate you. You do know that. The guy sitting next to you knows that. When you are hated on the internet, you will just never win. People don't give a shit anymore, and surely you know that by this point, right? So pick your battles, pick them wisely. Don't pick ones where you are losing by default because you're actually the one who's lying. You are misrepresenting the situation, which is what you're giving Ludwig so much shit for doing. You are not being honest. You are not addressing what another person actually said about you. You are tweaking it to go in your favor and make it easier to address. Listen to the guy sitting next to you because you're never gonna win fights like this. Shit like this is never gonna work when you're saying stuff like, I hate liars. I can't stand people who do stuff like this. When the obvious question to ask you when you say something like that is, okay, would you consider being a scammer as being a liar? Where would you put NFT scams on your hierarchy of lies? You are a liar, Logan. Well documented as one. Don't call someone a hypocrite in the same breath that you are being a huge hypocrite yourself. But for the most part, that's basically where they stop talking about all this Prime nonsense. After this, they start talking about the general way that most people talk about Logan Paul or see him, and they say some stuff that I honestly agree with, but for different reasons than they have. XQC says that Ludwig is this big PR guy. He's always going to say the right thing. He's never going to give a controversial take. And then Logan Paul basically says that he thinks that most people in the commentary space these days are like that, and that a lot of people he's helped out in the past have stabbed him in the back for those reasons, which, like, yeah, that's a totally normal thing to be upset about. But I think this idea, this narrative that the internet and most people don't like Logan Paul because that's just the popular opinion and you'll get in trouble if you don't have that opinion, I think that's a fucking cope. I think most people don't like Logan Paul because time and time again he's proven to be a bad person. Like, yeah, of course it's really easy to say, oh, everybody hates me just because it's so popular to hate me, and ignore the fact of how you became popular to hate. Are there people on the internet that are just popular to hate because they're popular to hate, and you can't say anything positive about them without getting dogpiled? Sure. Is Logan Paul one of those people? I don't think so. Well, guys, what do you think? Is Logan Paul the internet's most recent victim? Is he just misunderstood? Should we all go out and buy a Prime to show our solidarity? Sounds like a good idea to me. It's days like these where I really look at what I'm talking about, where I really look at what I'm doing, and I'm like, holy shit, is some of the stuff I talk about pointless in the grand scheme of things. I mean, shit, it's not exactly breaking news that Logan Paul is a liar and a hypocrite, but stuff like this is still fun to talk about, I think, and that's why I love doing it. I recently hit 2 million subscribers and I could not thank you guys enough. The fact that I get to sit here and yap about nothing and you guys still seem to enjoy it makes me happier than you guys could ever imagine. But that's enough sentimentality. Wouldn't want to come off as a blockheaded beta. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.